Ooh baby, we are back in the garage, sitting on an ugly ass bench, but we are gonna turn this beast into a beauty with today's furniture flip. Welcome to the garage, aka my mom's garage, where it has been a very long time since we have done a proper furniture flip. But what I have here is a beautifully disgusting old bench. Guys, this might be one of the most epic furniture flips of all time just because of the state that this is starting in. As you can see, she's dinged up, she's dirty, she's had a lot of rough years. She's clearly been through a lot, but I do believe she has a heart of gold, and I think that we can turn her into something sweet and cute and fun and reborn. So today is very simple. We're gonna strip her down, we're gonna paint her, we're gonna add a fun pop of pattern, and we're gonna send her to her new home to live out the rest of her days. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, there's nothing better than having the supplies you need on hand. We are just using my orbital sander today, and we're just gonna sand the hell out of her. I want her down to her stripped, bare naked ladies, Christina Aguilera stripped core. Oh, also, before I started, this thing is like busted as hell, and I needed to like reinforce it a little bit, tighten some screws, add some new screws, and I added a bunch of really ugly wood filler that is not in the color we need, but it doesn't matter because we're gonna paint over it anyways, but just so you know. And now, as we begin the time lapse, which is so fun to watch, it is so important, guys. Remember, always when you're sanding, you gotta have safety gear. Please use a respirator mask and goggles. Oh wait, most importantly, get your headphones in. Guys, if you're wondering what I'm listening to these days, it is Chapel Roan. Google the song Pink Pony Club and get your life on. I think I'm gonna have to paint strip this, and if this were not in such crazy condition, like so many layers of paint, so thick, so many gouges, blah, I would just sand it down and prime it, but I think I just want to get her down to her bare wood, so I actually have to go get the stripper. I swear I had some in the garage, but I guess I don't, so off to the toy store. I mean the tool store, I mean the hardware store. Okay. Okay, so I'm not going to be that precious about this. You want to take it and you want to lay it on real thick. This is a disposable brush I'm just going to use to coat the whole thing. Nice and thick, get it all on. This can take from an hour to 24 hours. We want to get the sides, or we're going to get that goo on. Going to get inside the legs. I did not anticipate doing this today, but some things you just got to do. Get over yourself. Okay, now here's the pro hack. You want it to sit on there, but to really like make it sit in there and kind of cook bake, you want to cover it with saran wrap. That creates like a tighter bond if you can do it smoothly, unlike me. Guys, this one's a little crazy today. And we're just freestyle wrapping this. This is a little wild. Guys, we've lost the plot a little bit. This is a little rough. Okay, and since this went a little sideways while we're waiting for that to dry, would you guys like to know what's behind me? This is all circus supplies from my mom because my mom is trained in circus arts. So let's entertain ourselves for a minute, okay? So you guys are not gonna see this on any other furniture flipping channel, but as a child in this house, you have to like learn to juggle and you have to like work your ways up, right? So you start with scarves like this. These are just like simple, lightweight scarves. They take a lot of time to come down, so you like have to like practice your motor skills, right? It's like fun. And then you get to graduate to the big boys, which are juggling balls. Fun fact, which is kind of cool and DIY related, my mom has always taken tennis balls and you cut them with a razor blade and you fill them with rice and then you cover them with electrical tape. And so you can like have cute little patterns, and then you know that they're all evenly weighted because they all are filled with rice. Okay, we can do it, right? So you have to do like your basics, and then you can learn to like overhand them. Ooh. Ooh. And then this is like a juggling joke you guys don't know about, but like this is like for the lazy juggler. Okay, cool that I pulled that off. So I feel like in a lot of houses growing up, girls are like, oh, I can't wait till I can get old enough to like try on my mom's like makeup or lipsticks. And in my house, it's like, can't wait till I get to clubs. I'm so embarrassed because a chick was walking by and was like, looking at me, and then she waved, and I was like, hey girl. Okay, anyway, let's see if that paint's dry. I left it for, I think, almost 2 hours. Was it worth it? Is it gonna be okay? There is a good sign, which is that you can see a lot of this puckering, which means it should have done a good job of eating the paint. Okay, the good thing is like a layer has come off. The bad thing is that there's so much freaking paint on this. It's disgusting. So I think I'm gonna have to do another round. Okay guys, we're back. It's very bright and sunny. I didn't get as much off as I wanted to, but I did get some off. And now I have a much higher grit sandpaper, by which I mean lower grit, more rough. If I can't get it, my goal is just to get it smooth enough for primer at this point. We don't have to take it down to the bare bones, maybe. Maybe I was too ambitious. Okay. Okay guys, I think this is as good as we're gonna get. The sun is as hot as it wants to be. I also went over this with a 220, like a finer grain sandpaper, and this is also gonna be going outside, and it's gonna have a busy pattern. So I think we're gonna go with what we have here. Sometimes you have to just accept the project as it is. Ew, you see? Ugh. Okay, let's dry this bad boy off and let's get inside because I'm dying. Ugh. All right, I'm going in with a Zinsser primer. I'm going to do the bottom first because bottoms are hell and we always forget. So it's easier to just like do the base coat on the bottom, pop her over, and we're good to go. All right, party people, we're back. We have done a double coat of primer and I'm just gonna hit this with a 220 fine grain sandpaper just to smooth out that base layer before we put on our color. Here's something I could have done better. I could have gone over and like wood filled the top of this. There's a lot of dings and scratches and stuff, but here's the thing. Sometimes in my experience, when things are so shallow, wood filler doesn't stick in them. Also, we're putting a pattern on this. Also, it's gonna live outside, so it's gonna get dinged up and I'm okay with that. Now, I know you guys are all dying to know what color it is. And here's the fun thing about me. We're gonna paint it a natural wood color. This here is a like light tan beige. It's called French Croissant. And this will be our base before we zhuzh it up even more. Ugh. Oh, also, pro tip. When you're painting on a drop cloth like this, when it gets down to the base, it can be a little bit tricky because like your legs can stick to the drop cloth or stuff can kind of pucker up and like mess up your paint job. So something smart to do is to add a little buffer underneath the leg so that it elevates it. To be honest, usually I use these little like shim things, but I can't find them and all I can find are mini paint can samples. So I'm actually gonna tuck these under each one. It's gonna elevate it a lot. This is actually higher than normally I would do because it's a little tricky, but you can see there at least lifts them up and that way I can like do the leg detail work, make it a little bit easier. Oh baby, it's been a journey. So we did 2 coats of paint and we're gonna apply a cute, fun checkerboard pattern on this. And that is so cute, so fun, so trendy, and also such a pain in the ass to put on because you need to correctly measure each square, you need to make sure lines are straight and even and level, and you also need to know which squares are gonna be which color because can you imagine how easy it is to mess this up? So I used a ruler and my level and my trusty chalk pencil to draw out this whole pattern on the top and the bottom. Yes, I'm doing the bottom because I am that crazy, but it's not just enough to draw the pattern. Now you have to tape off the pattern because we want to be as precise as humanly possible. But here's the thing about that. When you're taping off checkerboard patterns, you're gonna tape over parts that you need to paint, blah, blah, blah. I think I have a good solution for this, but we're gonna see what it's like once I tape it all up. Okay, so look, we have taped off the top and the truth is I'm losing the light. So I'm gonna do a lot of this off camera, but I wanted to show you guys how, once you have things taped off, how you can reveal the checkerboard underneath. So in the process of taping off, I actually like fully taped over squares that I need to paint. But luckily everything is so straight and even and beautiful that all you need to do is take a ruler and take a sharp little blade and you're just gonna razor blade off sections in between. And then you can simply lift out the whole square and look, ba, 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 checker, checker, checker. So cool, right? Also make sure you have a very sharp blade with you because it can get gummy from the tape adhesive. So you just want to always keep a nice fresh boy on hand. And again, I do think this is a very inconvenient pattern, even though it seems easy to do. But look, so cute. Okay, so I gotta do this whole thing, but we're gonna come back tomorrow when we are ready officially to paint. See you then. Okay, we're back inside, guys. It was a long, painful journey to do these perfect check marks. I also painted over the tape lines with the base color. This creates a protective barrier so that when you put your color over it and you peel it off, you have really straight lines. I'll probably have to do some touch-up work, but it makes your life a lot easier. And now we can finally do what I've been waiting to do, which is paint this bad boy black. All right, guys, you know the deal. We're gonna let her dry, hit her with a second coat, and then we're gonna come back to do our favorite thing in the world. It's tape pulling time. Fun fact, guys, it's always a good idea to pull tape when it is a little bit recently painted. That way it doesn't all dry and everything like sticks and seals together. So we're gonna do some test spots here and see if our beautiful work actually worked. Are we ready? Oh, wow. Have you ever seen a clearer line? I don't think you ever have. Again, taping this on was hell, but peeling it off is heaven. I'm sure I'll probably like spot clean up some things here and there, but overall, oh, she looks so good. I have to say, I know checkerboard patterns are so, they've been so trendy the last few years, but they're also like incredibly timeless. Honestly, it's a pattern that can fit into any style, depending on the color, scheme, etc. It can be very chic and sophisticated and elevated. Do you guys see my cat staring dramatically like a villain in the back watching me? Oh. Okay, look. Yeah, all this tape pulling, real fun. But guess what? I'm not going to show you guys every part of this because that would ruin the reveal. However, I will say really quickly, this two-toned, like half painted, half checkerboard pattern is kind of freaking cool. So consider doing that on a future project of your own. But for now, you can sit back, you can relax, and you can watch our full, official, glamorous reveal. Well, my dears, what an adventure we've had. We had unnecessary sanding. We had somewhat ineffective paint stripping. I juggled in this episode, and I don't know why. But turns out we also had a whole lot of style because this bad boy came out so nicely. This is a perfect example of turning a piece of furniture that is a total dud into a beautiful diva. And I'm very glad that this bench gets to enjoy its new home. Also, I forgot to mention, because this is outside, we wanted to make sure that this was protected. So we did hit it with a top coat just to make sure that it stays semi-safe from all the elements, even though it's going to be used and abused, and most importantly, loved. So per usual, like and subscribe if you want. I also have a newsletter you can sign up for. I give out monthly tips, tricks, DIYs, inspiration, fun stuff. And until next time, I will just be sitting here enjoying this beautiful checkerboard pattern and reminding myself that I'm probably not going to do it again for a really long time.